Sidney Simon was another early influencer on my life, because Sidney we used to play tennis with. And Sidney was a lovely man, not a great tennis player, but he loved tennis, and I loved him. And I was curious about him, so he invited me to his studio often. And I remember looking at his hands. He was actually, I think during the war, during World War II, was a professional artist for the army. But then he was a sculptor. But through his sculpting, somehow his fingers got slightly deformed. And so his hands were very strange, and how he held the tennis racket was always sort of strange. But he was such a beautiful drawer and sculptor, and I loved his drawings. And they were like, he was like a young Matisse. And in fact, so I realized, as a professional now, I learned that Matisse had studied under Rodin. So very interesting. That helped him, also giving him some basis of understanding sculpture in 3 dimensions. Interesting.
So I did portraits of Paul Ressica, and what's his wife's name? Blair.
Blair.
And I did separate portraits of each of them, but I did a portrait of Sidney. There was a time, Sidney was also a big jokester.
He was the founder, Sidney Simon was the founder of
Skowhegan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of them. And so he had made sculptures out of broken tennis rackets. And so my portrait of him, he's standing with
I've seen
with
that.
his gnarled
Sure.
hands with a handful of broken tennis rackets.
That's right.